Hey there. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to 50 Questions Friday for December 27th at 2024. Hey, thank you all for being here today. Um, gosh, let's see. We will go ahead and start by jumping into the heart space this morning. So, to step into this beautiful sacred space, just simply put your attention to the physical heart. And take that deep breath from the earth, breathing in that light, that support of the earth up through the feet and into the heart. The second breath, connecting with you as Creator God, as soul, breathing in that light of you into the heart. Fully softening and allowing in your light. The third breath is where we take that breath from earth, from creation, bring it together within the heart and mix that with you, earth, sky, and you. And then that just goes straight back out, grounding, connecting. Yay. Well, good morning, everybody. Well, good to see so many people here this morning. All right. So, gosh, we'll just get started here. Let's see. We have the announcement for the winner today of our of our 12-week photo challenge. So this week's photo challenge was sacred geometry. Pardon me. So with sacred geometry, we had, oh gosh. So Malit was such a close runner-up. So Malit, you will receive one of the Nothing Space generator pendants, because this next week, Nothing Space is our tool of the week. But so Malit, thank you very much for your submission, because we'll still definitely have to use your photo. Gosh, and I'm sorry I don't have a picture of it here. I have a picture of our winner though, Fernando. So Fernando sent in this sacred geometry base on here and all kinds of great tools on there. So anyway, Fernando, gosh, you get a choice between the Nothing Space tools here. So you're welcome to wait till next week to choose, or let us know anytime which of the Nothing Space tools you'd like to receive. So next week for the Nothing Space, and congratulations, both you guys. We really appreciate the photos. And gosh, if you guys want to also win a tool of the week, whatever the tool of the week the following week is, gosh, please do send in your photos. And let's see, what is our photo challenge of the week? I know Randy knows, and actually, we may actually send out what the photo challenge of the week is going to be next week, because I'm changing some of our headings on our website. So what we're doing with the photo challenges is that we have different headings on our website. Like one of them is sacred geometry. So Fernando's photo is going to actually be on the website on the homepage, and his photo is going to be there for sacred geometry. And so all the photos that have been submitted in the winners, you actually land right there on the homepage. So anyway, we'll send out here this next week what our next photo challenge is, once we're certain on that. Let's see. What else for announcements. We have a grand sale coming up here this weekend. We are doing an Overstock sale, because we have a whole lot of these 3-inch rings, the 3-inch wisdom ring and the 3-inch expansive light bangle. Now, what I tell everybody is that you don't have to wear these as a bangle. It fits over the majority of average size female hands, not mine. these, even if they don't fit over your wrists, they're really meant to be used for doing the work. So the wisdom ring is the one that is holding that field for that soul connection, for you to help release any energy which no longer serves you or brings you joy. You just simply use this to make a clear, conscious choice from the heart, saying, okay, there's this experience that I had. I choose no longer participate in that experience. Deep breath from within the heart, and you release. And that's the ceremony right there for the mind, is the releasing of that particular thing that you're just ready to let go of. So the wisdom ring on the Overstock sale is going to be a phenomenal one. The expansive light is one of my favorite energies. I mean, this is one that really helped me through my deep integration processes. After you go through all the wisdom, you release an identity, all that good stuff. The expansive light is really it's such a peaceful feel. And, I suggest using the expansive light in pairs. You can use them in pairs on the body, is really phenomenal. So again, doesn't have to fit your wrist to be able to utilize the benefits of these tools. So then also we have a bunch of clearance tools. So one of my favorite items that we have on clearance is actually the like a 3-inch Divine I Am Tensor Field Generator. It's a little heavy duty generator, fantastic energy. I love this thing, but we have to make some hard choices and clear some things off our shelves. Another one of the things we're clearing out, halos. So we have some silver and copper halos in stock. Those are going to, we're done with that particular energetic. We might bring them back at some point in time in a different energetic, but everything that's on clearance are still fantastic, phenomenal tools. We also have a 5.5-inch Gaia sphere in that wisdom. We call it the new energy Gaia, but it's the wisdom energetics, and it's made with that comfort grip. Really fantastic Gaia sphere. Feels great in the hands. And there's a few other things that are on that clearance list that we're just clearing out. So anyway, let's see. And other announcements. Hey, here's a grand announcement. We're going to do, so I've been doing this this Alchemy of Peace master's class with Wealth Revolution. And then we opened it up here to a few customers. And it's been a great class. We're getting ready to finalize it. But the point is that we are doing a New Year's Eve master's class. And it is basically, and it's going to be here on YouTube Live. I just posted it on YouTube. So that's available. We're going to be at 11 a.m. on December 31st. We're going to do like a 2-hour class. And obviously it's free, YouTube Live. And it is specifically for our Wealth Revolution folks who've gone through this 8 hours, whatever of classes that we've been doing. And, I really wanted to, share some things and processes, because 2025 is going to be a really huge, important, phenomenal year as those who are stepping into their light. 2025, we have to release, we have to be done with this shit. We have, in order to step into conscious creation, where you are bringing your light, your consciousness, your imagination to your energy, and stepping into being a conscious creator, basically, that you can't bring all of your crap, your issues, your problems with you. Because when you step in as conscious creator and you are just trying to fix problems, you've limited the entire field. And in fixing problems and healing and everything else is really not a part of stepping into our mastery here for 2025. And so if you are one of those who's just like, yeah, you know what, I'm ready, I'm done to set all this shit down and move forward, then please join us. Otherwise, we'll still be offering clearing work and all that fun stuff, but it's definitely not my passion and my current path. And I'm going to stay true to myself on this forward expansion. So that's too why we are clearing out our inventory of some of the wisdom tools, um, just so that we can focus more on 2025 and all of the supporting energies that are coming through. Um, so let's see. That is, I think, the last announcement. Um, okay, so we will get into some questions here. All right. Hey, Susan, I saw you had a question about a specific tool. Now, I feel like the tool that you were asking about, the Golden Fire Coil Pendant, would be the best one. Um, that's for this particular person that you're asking about, the Golden Fire Coil Pendant. The Quantum Heart Coil Pendant will still be good, but I just keep seeing an infinity in there, and it is totally okay to ask for assistance on finding the tools. That's what I'm here for, and that's part of my gift. And so I'm always happy to help you find the right tool for you or the person. And of course, we always do suggest for, especially when it's for yourself, to sit and look at the photos. And because the energy of the photos of the website, the energy of the tools comes through. And when you really just truly sit in the heart and feel, you'll get a reaction. And especially when it's for somebody else, always happy to help find that particular tool. Has anyone found a tool for autism? One of the things that I love for autism, ADHD, everybody who has those higher sensory abilities, is the nothing space. So we have a fidget generator. So this is the nothing space tensor field generator. But we also have the fidget generator without the lanyard. You can collapse it, make it more spherical. So it's like a fidget toy, but it is in that nothing space energy. And that nothing space energy really helps, especially for people who are just really connected into that, all the energy and information, all the realms, just almost an overload of information, because these beautiful beings carry a lot of the other angelic senses beyond the five human senses. And so the fidget generator, because of that nothing space, it really kind of helps to calm a lot of that, because that nothing space is about really stepping out of the human mind. And stepping more into the light and imagination. And so, yeah, that nothing space to me is really a grand one. Hey, Matthias, glad you're here today. Hey, Carly. Hey, Leet. Congratulations again. Hey, Linda from SoCal. Hey, Christine, has the Silver Torus pendant for any healing? Are you specific with keeping it still versus engaging the spin on the ball? So, the Torus pendant, because the Torus pendant, the silver one, it does have a spinning bail. It really doesn't spin. I mean, it'll turn, but it's not like the key pendant that'll just has a ball bearing swivel that just spins. But as far as that Silver Torus pendant, basically wearing that near the heart, it's just really a grand thing, because that toroidal field on that torus pendant, basically it connects into the tube torus of the heart, that 6-foot electromagnetic field in that beautiful flowing toroidal field. So that torus pendant, when you're wearing that, because that also creates that toroidal field, the tube torus, that one is creating that field that extends out and comes in. So on the front, it's expanding your light, and it is also bringing in light. And it does it for the same on the back. So it is opening the back as well, the back of the heart. So that Taurus pendant, basically, it's one that When you're working with the toroidal field, the torus, within the very center, it's that 0 point space. It's the nothing space. It is the space of everything. Um, so it's just kind of think of it that way, in that you can, if you feel into it and step into that very epicenter of that torus pendant and of the heart while you're wearing it, and seeing that together, um, to me, that's just that's what I felt to bring, as a suggestion in the moment, is, maybe bring both those Tauruses together and sit in that very center space. Um, that feels like it would be a powerful thing to do. Um, and again, for doing like the healing work, basically with that Taurus pendant, it's one of those things where you just bring in your light, you be in a space of allowing, and healing is nothing more, as we see it, as release and rebalance. And definitely that Taurus pendant brings a lot of balance because of that toroidal field. Um, and then the release, your light, and you making clear conscious choices. So that's really a great way to work with that Taurus pendant, is just sit there in that center of that field and start making your clear conscious choices of, you have something, an issue that you want to heal. It's bringing it up, the work that we do, it's the simplicity of bringing it up and seeing it as energy and saying, okay, I release this, does not bring me joy, does not serve me. I release you. And it is as simple as that. Truly, truly. Um, let's see. And hey, Christine from Oz. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. So just catching up over here on side chat. All right. Could you please create a tensor field generator with the peace and ease energetics? Quite potentially. Yeah, quite potentially. And so that's kind of one of the things about clearing out some of our stock, is that we're totally getting ready to bring through a lot of new tools, updating some energetics, bringing in new tools, things like that. Because we've completed with the wisdom, the alchemist sets. So we're complete with the alchemist sets, and we are now going to be making these in the creation field. So it'll have the grounding, the nothing space, and the highest potentials. So sometime here in the new year, you'll see these coming through as well. Um, and yeah, we're kind of going to play with some of those energetics and see about combining some things, see what's going to work together. So we're looking at 2025 as really changing up the tools quite a bit. Um, so yeah, Caitlin, thank you for that request. Hey, Renard, good to see you. Hey, Dr. Dream, good to see you here, brother man. And yeah, that's we have a Dr. Dream and I did a thing for Christmas. So if you haven't checked that out, it's all good dot show, and you can find um, our our chat there. All right. I have not put together the do-it-yourself Taurus. Not sure why. Are there any other rings I should substitute instead of the one sent? Okay. So Linda, when you put together that Taurus, and because of the sacred geometry, that what that Taurus is, it has the ability to hold a lot of other energetics. So when you are putting that together, that is the time for you to just really, like, again, of course, be in the heart space, but invite in all of these higher energies into that Taurus as you're putting it together. And and that's not limited to what we have in the Twisted Sage etheric templates, because you're going to be working with your light, and your light is going to bring and fill in everything that you truly need and more, and especially if you just are very open, and that's kind of your soft intention as you're putting that together, that you are opening up and inviting the space for all the grandest energies for you as you're doing that. Um, and so it really is a perfect time to be putting that together and inviting in, all the transformation that's going to be happening in 2025. Um, could you please share a sneak peek regarding these upcoming energetics? Gosh, I really don't know. I do not know. So, because the, at this moment, it is all coming through, but basically, kind of like the concept of what I'm feeling is like, the Silver Peace Knees wand does have some of the wisdom and pretty much all the energetics in it. And so, and I loved this one. I couldn't get enough of it. But man, when we updated the undercurrent deactivator wand, which we still need to create a new name for this one, this thing has been my favorite tool, because it is, it's the pure light of you, it's the expansive light, it is the grounding, and that's it. There's no other agendas in this tool. And man, this is the style of energy that I truly resonate with right now. So kind of a sneak peek is we're still going to have tools of doing and clearing, but truly I'm going to be focusing on the tools of expansion, bringing in your light, and the nothing space. Oh my goodness, I am so blown away by the nothing space, you guys. So you've probably heard me mention Adama Saint Germain from the Crimson Circle. Man, I implore you guys to check out the Crimson Circle on YouTube. And there is a free monthly shout or webcast. A shout is like a meditation broadcast. But there was one, the free monthly one in November was the whole theme of that was nevermore. It was really about you just putting your foot down as creator and saying, no more. I have a lot of cuss words that want to come out of my mouth to express, the foot down and no more. And then the December shout, and it's cool because you can actually see my sister Brenda and her path partner Julie. They went to that particular live gathering in December in Colorado, and you can see Brenda and Julie in the background there. But the December shout was what we're stepping into here about releasing doubt, about going beyond the mind. And again, just being done with the clearing work so that we can move forward. And so, man, you might want to check those out, especially if you are considering coming to our December 31st Masters Gathering. And then I'll send out an email, and I highly suggest that everybody watches those two videos, and I'll send links because if you are resonant with that, then you'll be resonant with our December 31st. Let's see. How do I find the nothing space ring on the website? So the nothing space currently is in the prototype generators. So the prototype generators, we have this nothing space pendant and the fidget generators. The other nothing space ring that we have is one of the home set water rings. That mid-sized ring is the nothing space. And then the only other nothing space we have is the practitioner ring. So we do have a nothing space practitioner ring. Um, so the nothing space is pretty wild because, Adamus Saint Germain, he's kind of an arrogant ass, but that's why I listened to him years ago and stopped listening to him until I could I was in a different me. And then I've been following the Crimson Circle stuff here for probably the past 5 years again, and really resonate with it. But he brought up something in this December monthly shout about the nothing space, and that's exactly what he called it. And it is wild because I had never heard him talk about the nothing space before. And that is something that Brendan and I discovered here, with this healing, with this healing chamber in the back. That is what that newer healing chamber does, is it takes you into that nothing space. And we first discovered it when we were trying to fix and heal a shoulder issue that I had for 6 months, and we could not do anything with it. And that's when we first discovered that nothing space. But the nothing space, it is a space of all your energy, unmanifest. And it is truly the space to bring your consciousness and step in as a conscious creator beyond trying to fix or heal the human reality. So this is a huge concept. And so we'll probably be doing a little bit more with the nothing space here in 2025 because it's a jumping it's a jumping space as you step in as a conscious creator. Let's see. How should we use the tensor tools against pesticides and spraying in the field of agriculture? Does it have a completely purifying feature? So, yeah, yes. So it started back, with the galactic ascension and the balance and harmony rings, where we were seeing, like, for GMOs, that it was clearing GMO not only in the food, in the agriculture, and the plants, as well as in the body, and any GMO alterations that would occur within the body. Now, all the tensor fields are working with GMO, but then when we get into pesticides, herbicides, like call BS on the whole concept of gluten intolerance, because supposedly my daughter was gluten intolerant, but she's just Roundup intolerant. So if she eats organic wheat that has not been sprayed, she's fine. Same with me. I mean, my body does not like non-organic wheat. So, and like when my daughter and I go to the movie theater and eat popcorn, if I forget to wand our bucket of popcorn, our stomachs both hurt. But if I wand our bucket of popcorn at the movie theater, we are grand. So as far as the herbicides, pesticides, another way to answer this too is when there was a few years ago, probably, I don't know, like maybe 8-10 years ago, there was a reoccurrence of colony collapse in bees. And when we looked into it, there were three basic things that were causing that colony collapse in bees, and that's the herbicides, the pesticides, and the EMF. And so when you use the tensor tools like practitioner rings, a large tensor field generator, with hives, not only can you increase your productivity of honey by, people are seeing 50%, but it also helps in the bees from having winter overkill. It keeps like mites and other pests out of the hives. And what we were seeing too with the bees is not only is it clearing the EMF, obviously within, especially the larger generators that have a 12-mile sphere of influence, but that within those fields too, it's allowing the bees to, kind of step above and beyond the pesticide herbicide stuff. It's almost like they create, like a field where it doesn't allow it to cause harm. And so because I'm roundabout answering this question because we truly haven't really looked into what it is doing with the herbicides and pesticides. But I am telling you what I do know about the tensor fields and what they're doing. And one of the other things is fluoride in water. And so it's not that it is getting rid of the fluoride molecule, but it is changing it enough to where it is no longer harmful to the body. And truly, when we do any energy work, like any kind of supplements, medications that you put into you, you can change those. Throughout the years, we have been able to change anything that goes into my daughter's body. 'Cause she used to have seizures and things when she was a kid. So we did have to play in some of the 3D medical model for a little bit until we figured out really what was going on. But with that, there was only one medical prescription that we could not change by bringing light, running energy to that prescription. And that was a nebulizer, so she never took it. So what I'm saying is that yes, you have the full ability to change the food and water and anything that you ingest into the body. You have the full ability to change that. We talk about using the beta coil with your medication, and especially medication. Like when my father was around, he could not take prescription medication. And it was not because of the physiological, reactions that occurred. It is because of the energetic structure that comes with the pharmaceuticals. There is an energetic structure that comes with your pharmaceuticals. And so these fields will clear that. And it'll also help to harmonize, especially using that beta coil, because when you set your supplement or medication on there, it is bringing in your light and consciousness to temper, to harmonize everything in there with you. Um, So using any of the tools or even being in the heart space and just sending your light to your food is going to totally harmonize any of those substances that cause you issues. So be in the heart space and don't let your mind get in there because your mind be like, I don't know if this is really true, and that's when, join our master's class on Tuesday, because that's where we're really putting our foot down and taking those beliefs and releasing those because your light has the potential and ability to do things beyond what the rules of this realm say you can do. We're stepping in here as rule breakers with our light. And again, the pure light of you comes through each and every tool. So the tools really are a profound and wonderful thing to use. And it used to be that I would always say, the tools are tools and they're just, training wheels. But man, the training wheels have gotten so much grander because now all the tools are helping to bring through that pure light of you. And so they're still training wheels, but they are on a whole nother level, every one of the tools. So anyway, sorry to go down all of that rabbit holes, but man, the profundity of the fields anymore because of the light of you that it carries is something amazing. So going back to spraying the fields with agriculture, how do you work with that? There are several ways that you can work with fields. The wings of talk, because this is a replicating tool. This is one that I love to throw into fields. So as I drive through, like Iowa, Minnesota, places where there's no bugs because this is all agriculture and there's no bugs. Drive down the interstate and I just throw the energetic one of these out the window everywhere I go. And you throw it in all those fields. And that is doing all the stuff with the GMOs, the pesticides, the herbicides, and yeah, all of that. So the Wings of Talk is a great one, and it's one that you don't have to own the tool. You can actually watch one of the videos that we did a while back, years ago, on the Wings of Talk, and it walks you through attuning to this etheric quantum tool that you can just then utilize and just toss out your window wherever you go. The columns of light using the golden fire and light wands, but still I feel the Wings of Talk, the energetics of this template, tossing this out in the fields, is a grand one. If you don't want to do the energy work, for whatever reason, and you just rather use a tool, then you can get the 12-inch, the 7.5-inch harmony generator. The 7.5-inch harmony generator has the largest sphere of influence of 12 miles. That is the one that is working more with the plant divas, the land divas, all the elementals of the land. So it is one that is working in a holistic view of for agriculture. And that particular tensor field generator, we've seen it actually. There was a test done in New Zealand where Japanese beetles were moved out of an agriculture field. And so anyway, there's different ways that you can work with that. Christine, which wand over food? And actually, any of the wands is absolutely appropriate for food. Everything from the golden fire to the undercurrent wand. Any of the wands are going to be absolutely perfect and appropriate because that energy signature. That's doing that harmonize, the food. Part of that is in the etheric templates of all the tools, but it is also just your light and your intention when you're doing the work. So if you're wanting your food, and of course I've always talked about this, don't be in a hard intention of this is what's happening and got to do this and got to fix and heal so I don't get crappy stuff. You put it in, you just kind of put it into a different perspective of that you're just in the heart space and you're running the light to it, and you can use your hands, you can use the healing hands, you can use a wand, and you are just running your light, knowing and trusting that you are bringing the highest potentials for you, your body, for everything. Because really that's when you can step aside and just run your light, whether you're using a tool or not. When you're running your light and you just step aside, that light then carries those higher potentials. So you don't have to get in there mental and try to describe to the field of what you want to occur. So just being soft, bringing your light knows and understands what your heart's desire is. And then you take off the limiters when you do it. Let's see. I live near a Space Force base where there are more and more launches. Will the tensors work on this? So, yeah, when you are near any of those military, any kind of the bases that use all the different styles of radar and everything else that they have going on, and plus most of those places, if they're military, which this probably isn't, but most of those places are connected to geomagnetic lines that create a portal vortex, and every U.S. military base is connected on top of one of those intersecting geomagnetic lines. So it is a great thing to drop a column of light there. So columns of light are still a great viable thing to do for, the energies around you. Until you get to the point to where, I can't anchor columns of light anymore. I tried to anchor a column of light for West Coast Dowsers convention this summer in a workshop. And I was going to send them out to find the column of light. I could not anchor a column of light. I can't anymore because there is not a difference between a column of light and not a column of light in my reality anymore. It's all light. And so that's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, but columns of light are still a great tool um, for working with some of those places. So yeah, for that Space Force base, that's what I would do is where they launch the rockets at even is just put a column of light right there at the launch pad. Um, let's see. On one of the Crimson Circle Shroud videos, new for me, he mentioned blue space. I think without elaboration. Is there additional information on this concept? Carly, that's the first time I heard him talking about the blue space too. But, so, after listening to that whole shout, basically what I get from that is that it's a world where everything is blue, all different shades of blue. Everything is blue. The food, the people, the thoughts, the everything. And so when you're out there looking for something new, it's got to be blue because otherwise it would go against all rules and regulations of the blue realm that you live in. So it's got to be blue. So there's nothing outside of your blue box that can ever come into your reality unless you accept that there are things beyond blue. And then when you accept that there is more than blue, then it opens up the rainbow of creation. Um, and that's my take on his concept of blue. And so, Carly, thank you for for checking out the Crimson Circle Shout. It's Adamus is not for everybody, that is for sure. But I tell you what, I still so much of the work that we do is kind of like with Jeanette Crowley and the Eagle and the Condor Soul Body Fusion. She's the one that helped us find the Sacred Heart, the Golden Fire. We went through that whole thing with her. Soul Body Fusion her modality is also in the etheric templates of all the tools. And then we leapfrog with Jeanette for years, Jeanette and the Great White Brotherhood mark that she channels, but then she diverged and we stepped onto a different path. And Adamus and that work, we've been doing this so much of the same work and so much of the same jargon. I mean, the wisdom energetics, I mean, that holy crap, so synchronistic of us bringing through the wisdom energetics and then finding Adamus talking about the wisdom energetics and the same thing. And so he just helped me put more words and mental perspective to what we were already working with. And that's the same with this nothing space that I'm blown away by with the Crimson Circle that he's talking about that. And now it's like, holy crap. And the profundity, the implications in the nothing space, and us stepping into conscious creation. But anyway, that's the far beyond stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for all being here today. And if anybody has some more questions, be happy to. According to Sir Walter Russell, every metal has vibrational octaves. When you worked with the consciousness of copper or silver, did you observe anything about it? Yeah, they are two totally different energetics for sure. Now with like the copper and the silver, when we make like the same ring that's in copper and in silver, even though the etheric template, the actual energetics of what makes up the tool is the same in both of these particular rings or wands, the silver one is always a little bit of a crisper and cleaner feel than the copper one for some reason. It's a subtle thing, but if you feel the subtleties, then a lot of people go with the silver. And it used to be that the silver would not hold a tensor field back with when the slim tools, the 144, 177, 188. Oh, the silver, when you make a silver ring with any of those frequencies without the etheric templates, it's a fuzzy field. It barely holds the field. But then it was these higher frequency, higher consciousness tools, the silver holds great. And we've always been told that wait till you make it with gold and whatever that field is going to be. Um, but as far as the specifics on the vibrational octaves, things like that, we didn't get into too much more the mental classification or qualifying any of the stuff. It was just definitely we notice a difference in how it holds the field between those energies. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you, Christine, and thank you everybody for being here today. Gosh, and yeah, do look for that announcement coming up here for our December 31st if you feel to get your woo-woo on. Um, and yeah, I know, Alfredo, we have been talking about that gold ring for years, and who knows? We're open to it, and we'll see. It'll be the perfect timing when it does come through. Um, but yeah, and otherwise, if I don't see you guys, have a happy new year. And yeah, we'll do tool of the week of the nothing space on Wednesday, New Year's Day. And yeah, that one's probably, I'm imagining that one's going to get a little woo woo too. Just because we'll see. But anyway, love you guys. We'll see you then.